13 top. Deep well? Or
Yeah, probably a deep well. So right here, you have a 15 up front, and you got a 13 back in here, and then down here on the other side, you got one right there. I believe it's a 13 too. We're gonna take the spark arrestor out and see if it gives it a little better sound. This is stock startup. So once you have your 13 on there, you also, I don't know if I'll be able to pick it up on the camera, right back up through here on the top, there's a nut on the back of it that you'll have to get a wrench in there and hold it or it'll spin. So basically you can't get a wrench in here because it's black bar. So he's going to try to stick a socket around through there and hold it. And then I'll just hold this side.
Ready? Am I on the right thing?
Yeah, you're on the right one. Okay, we got that out. So definitely just put your wrench on this side. And then where'd you go through?
Right here.
Right in there, you can get a socket with an extension on it. And both sides of it was 13. Down here on the bottom, do the same thing. Put your ratchet on this side, wrench on that side. And then when it comes off, there's these little washers. I'd make sure you keep up with them. And then the last thing is over here, and it's a 15. And then you just slide the exhaust out. Yep. So once you get that loose, it's a pain, but eventually you just work it loose. It's not as easy as what it looks, as you can see by the rubber mallets. But eventually it will come off of there. Alright, this is with it without an exhaust on it. That's insane. I didn't expect it to be that
Did I
loud.
cut it down? No, I didn't.
No. Okay, so the next part will be taking out this Torx head. There's another one here, and another one here. I'm using a T25. Okay, so I was able to be careful with these two and use the T25 to get it out. With this last one, it wants to slip, and I don't want to strip it out. So we're gonna try to find a T30 that'll fit it a little better. Okay, so on that last one, a T30 was way easier to use. So if you have a T30, just go ahead and use it on the other ones. That way you ain't gotta switch. And once you get this cover off, watch for this little spacer. I'm not exactly sure.
It makes up the difference here. Cause see how these are these are out.
Oh yeah.
It just makes up the difference for here, so
So it'll go on the bottom along with the longer screw. So make sure that don't fall out and roll away somewhere. The next one you want to take out is right here on the exhaust. It's a Torx bit there, and there's a nut on the other side. You just can't see it. I gotta clear that mud out, and that'll allow this plate here to move. And then the next part will be these Allens right here to be able to pull this plate off. So once we got that cleared out, you can see the nut down there on the back side. And it seems like it's a 10.
it's a little loose. Let me see it. So it may be a 9, but I think it'll hold it.
We'll try it real quick. And then you just take your T30, do it on this side, and hold the wrench. We'll tell you if it's a 9, 8, 10 after we do it real quick. So we was able to get a 10 to work. And for this, you don't have to take that all the way out because it normally sets down a little bit under here. But if you get it loose enough, you'll be able to pick up on this. That should give you enough room to pull that out. Now for these are Allen to be able to take these 3 out. And once you get those 3 out, you should be good. I don't know the exact size, but I'd say this. What is it? 3/16 or is it 3/8? That's the.
I don't know.
It's something below 1/4 inch. I don't know exactly for sure. I'm not really good with all that. But you just take those out and you should be able to slip it out. Once you take those loose, this plate comes off with the bottom 2. And then on each of them there are these little washers. So just make sure you don't lose those. And then once you pull this off, there is a gasket. Or it's on here. See the gasket is stuck to this. I thought it was on there for a second. But then once you do that, you're right here at your spark arrestor. So what you'll do is slowly and easily kind of peel this lip up a little bit, and then you should be able to pop that out of there. Okay, so if you just take it and wiggle it, you should be able to get it to work loose a little bit. You shouldn't really need a screwdriver, but if you use one, be easy on it. And that's your spark arrestor. As you can see, mine's dirty, but it's still pretty solid and put together, not destroyed. As you can see, there's some kind of crap in there.
Just some kind of a filter thing, or keep.
But what'll happen over time, you see that it's kind of clogged now. I'm only at 20 hours on this bike. It's still solid down here, but all the sides are caked up. Okay, now that's out. Instead of putting everything back together all at once, we have it slid on there. We did not tighten it, and he's just holding it up there. And that little piece at the end isn't back in there, but this should give you an idea of how it'll sound. I'll put the videos side by side, the stock versus without this little spark arrestor in there. Just sitting here watching the videos back over my phone, it don't sound that much different. But depending on how many hours you have on it, and if you still have a stock exhaust, this is definitely something that I would check into and make sure it's not clogged up, or make sure that's not completely destroyed, because depending on where you ride, they might require you to have a spark arrestor. But for me, where I ride at, I don't have to have one, so I'm probably just going to leave it out. That way I don't have to worry about it getting clogged up. Now we have everything buttoned up exactly how it would be coming stock from the factory, minus the spark arrestor. So I'm gonna do a startup real quick to see if there's any difference. I'll put the video of with the spark arrestor starting up right beside the one without it.